Oh my gosh. Y'all are just awesome. Thank you for being here, for setting such a beautiful, sacred tone for us this morning, and I suspect everywhere you go all the time. Hi, friends. I'm Sára. I am always happy to be with you. This is such a friendly, welcoming, sweet, engaged community, and it's really lovely to see all of the friendships that are developing and the sense of community and wholesome connection and mutual support that is pervading this space. So thank you for being part of that. Thank you, John, for taking good care of us. Carly, did you get my email with slide stuff? No. You know what? My emails, I love that God does such a good job of disconnecting me from technology. So my emails are just landing in everybody's spam box right now. Like, I'll be replying to something someone said, and it goes in the spam folder. So here's the Sufi Invocation. I don't have a slide for you, but I know it, and I'm happy to teach it to you. Please repeat after me if you wish. Towards the One. The perfection of love, harmony, and beauty. The perfection of love, harmony, and beauty. The only being. The only being. United with all the illuminated souls. United with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master. Who form the embodiment of the Master. The Spirit of Guidance. The Spirit of Guidance. Oh, that was nice. Thank you so much for playing along with that. I always feel a little awkward saying, please repeat after me, because then you're stuck, whether you like it or not. And then I say something, you're like, do I have to say that? I already agreed to this, and now I've been roped into something. So I hope that that felt nice for you, and that you felt some resonance with the words of that prayer, which is this short and sweet little way of inviting our own attention in the directions that are important to us. Now, I hear the tradition is to say rabbit, rabbit on the first of the month. Do you do that? Rabbit, rabbit? Do you do it? You want to do it? Rabbit, rabbit? Repeat after me. If you want, rabbit, rabbit. Right, which is the transition from one month to the next. And I've looked into this, like, where does this come from? Nobody knows. But it is a tradition that is done on the first of the month that is like going like, may you be blessed, and may the baton go gracefully and easily from one moment in life to the next with abundance and joy and happiness and goodness in all kinds of ways. I didn't plan to tell you that, but there you go. Also, today, December 1st, is the first day of Advent. I've been digging into Advent. Do you celebrate Advent? Do you have an Advent calendar? Okay, I would like to know, any of you who have an Advent calendar, what is the form of the calendar that you have? Boxes, and what happens when you open a box? There's chocolate. Okay, who else has an Advent calendar? What's in yours?
We have a little activity for each day.
What kind of activity?
Make homemade hot chocolate or go ice skating or other benefits and stuff.
That's like community bonding for your family, right? Make hot chocolate or go ice skating. Who has other Advent calendars? It's for cats or it's of cats?
It's for cats, so each time you open something, there's a cat treat.
There's a cat treat, like catnip. It's made from seaweed. Do cats like seaweed? It's an educational morning at Unity Spiritual Center. Seaweed cat treats in the Advent calendar. Was there another one over here?
I have an Advent wreath with 4 candles.
Advent wreath.
Each candle is a week.
Yep.
1 and 2, and then by the end there's 4 candles.
And are 3 of them white and 1 purple?
No, I don't know. They're white or red. And I know the kids love to light them, and it could be a nice ceremony.
I know, kids of all ages love fire. Anyone else have an Advent calendar? No? So, I have heard there's so many different kinds of Advent calendars. And what's the point of this? It's a countdown to Christmas, right? And Advent means that it is the heralding, the getting ready for, the happy anticipation of something good that's about to happen. right? And so you have this countdown, and kids, are kind of impatient for Christmas. I've noticed that. I think adults are too, but in different ways. And an adult version of anticipation for Christmas is often anxiety. Why? What happened? We went from the joy of advent calendars and seaweed cat treats to anxiety. I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, so some brilliant advent calendars that I found are, one of them is that there's one at Michael's craft store that is a different craft activity for each day. You open a little box and there's a little craft in each day. I also found one that has dinosaurs in each day and Legos. Who doesn't like Lego dinosaurs? And the best one that I heard of is a Taylor Swift charm bracelet that has a little charm that you open each day. I saw the eyebrows with there. Is that exciting? You can get it delivered to your doorstep by Amazon. And I'm not even paid to tell you that. So, and then you open up a little charm each day and there's a song from Taylor Swift. Who wouldn't love that? Anticipation of Jesus with Taylor Swift. Oh, geez, right? Okay. Now, we have this great, brilliant opportunity right now. Stephanie's excited. Are you going to go get one?
I want to make one.
All the better. Okay. So, in this moment, we have so much darkness. And it is not necessarily a darkness as a negativity. It is, right now, the dark moon. It is the new moon as of 11:30 last night, so we're just a few hours into the new moon. And the season of darkness of the sun that we're approaching, the winter solstice, Yule, that was one of the announcements that Liz shared with you this morning. And we are trying to combat the hopelessness and the discomforts and the distress and loneliness and depression that come with darkness by shopping and making hot chocolate and going ice skating and doing anything that we can to avoid going inward and tending to our own intuition, dreams, and, yes, prayers. The first week of Advent is based on hope. And it is a hope that does not have to do with having some kind of trying to put confidence in chance or good fortune or rolling the dice. It is a hope in the form of spiritual confidence, of knowing that there is good stuff coming, that there is joy, there is peace, there is happiness, there is fulfillment, there is light returning, and we are blessed in this day and age to have the Farmer's Almanac. Nobody even knows what that is anymore. Okay, we have Google. That shows us with great confidence that the light is coming back. And still, our bodies do not remember that. Our bodies go, it's dark and it's cold, and so we're really called to hibernate and to draw inward. And we resist that with everything we have. Now, because I am an interfaith Sufi kind of gal, I look to all of the different faith traditions for what are we supposed to do in the season of darkness. And it is not going shopping. And it is not parties. I know, parties are fun and stuff for some people, but it's not. We are really invited to tend to the still, small voice of the soul. So, I would like to invite you. I was going to have all the lights turned off in here, but I couldn't figure out where the light switches are. So, Carly's going for it. Oh, John's going for it. Look at this teamwork. It takes a village to cast us into darkness. So, first, I would like to invite you into a non-existent slide, which is very appropriate, which is the symbol of OM. I bet some of you have tattoos of an OM symbol somewhere on your body. Or maybe you're wearing a pendant or something. I have a grandmother who wears an OM on a ring. The OM is a Sanskrit symbol. It looks kind of like a 3 with a twirly bit on the side and a crescent moon and a little dot, right? And the OM symbol references all the levels of consciousness. And the part that looks like the top of a 3 represents our waking consciousness. This is all of our thoughts and activities, the outer everyday life, the things that we're aware of. The lower part of the 3 represents our sleeping stillness of mind, when there isn't any particular discernible activity happening in the mind. This does happen sometimes during meditation if you're really good. I'm not that good. And the twirly swirl out to the side of the 3 represents the dreaming, undirected activity of the mind. That is the imagination, and it's what happens when we're sleeping, but our minds are still dancing around, checking things out. Then there is the crescent moon, and the crescent moon is called Maya, which means illusion. That is the veil that confuses us and allows us to believe the things of the outer world and to fall into confusion and fear and resistance, and also longing and aching and desire and pursuit that are trying to relieve our sufferings and confusions. At the very top is one dot, and we do draw it or look at it so we can see it, but it really symbolically is so small that you cannot perceive it with your outer senses. And that one dot is called Turiya. And Turiya means the real, the ultimate, absolute truth, real. And that is what we have the invitation to touch into and to move from in every moment of life, and especially in the season of darkness, when the outer distractions naturally are inclined to fall away. We are really invited in to sleep more and to tend to our dreams and to fall into divinations, that is, looking for and trying to understand, to recognize and interpret accurately the symbols and message of God in our lives. That's what divination means, literally. The word divination starts with divine, word divine. It's right there. It's listening for and looking for God, symbolically, but looking for the essence beyond the forms. So I would like to invite you to just breathe deeply, restfully. If you have in your mind's eye the image of the OM symbol, that's wonderful. And focus in on just that one little dot at the top. And we're going to intone, just singing on any note that feels comfortable and natural for you. Om. And if we see the word Om written out, it is most accurately spelled with an A-U-M, A-U-M, all 3 of those sounds. So starting with an openness that becomes directed, and it's just the vibration of the that we can feel in our physical bodies that represents the vibration of the living presence of the divine, all pervading, everywhere, all the time. Three more of these. As we're doing that, I neglected to show you that I'm holding the Aum in my hands, but I'm holding papers in case I decide to look at notes for today. That this is the symbol of the Om in physical bodies, that we're not going to do it again, but I would like for you to be aware that holding your hands in this posture is the same as the Om. This is just fun. I just want to show you because it's fun. So you can say, this is the ah, this is the oo, this is the this is the crescent, and the little point where your 2 fingers touch together is Turiya, the real. You like it? All right, one more. Aum. Good. The whole point of that is to move past the attachments and the fixations on the outer forms, which also happens in Judaism when every week, well, really, in every moment of our lives, we are invited and able to be in communion with God, to be in direct conversation with Yod He Vav He, the creator and sustainer of all of existence. And on a weekly basis, there is the Amida, that is the prayer of communion, that even if you haven't done this yourself, you have probably seen it, where there's a prayer shawl that is wrapped over the head that is closed in so you can have a private conversation with God, right? But before you actually go into that, you say a prayer. I don't know if you do, but there's an invitation to say a prayer that is asking for the prayer form to be given to us, saying in a literal way, this prayer in Hebrew would translate to, Lord God, beloved God, open my lips so that I may praise you. So that I may praise you. That is saying, please, God, shape this physical instrument, my words, so that I can communicate with you, so I can speak to you, which I cannot do without you instructing me how to do this. So this is Adonai, Sifatai, Tiftach, Ufi Yagid, Tehilatecha. It is saying, please show me how to do this. Give me the courage and the language and the inspiration, the vibration, so that I can settle happily, contentedly, skillfully into my inner sanctuary where I can commune with you. It is so important that it is not something outside. It is not something that is expressed outwardly. Hey, God, I'm talking to you. No, it's right here all the time, especially palpable in the season of darkness. I brought you a passage from Baha'u'llah. Do you know Baha'u'llah? Is he your favorite dude? One! Yes! So the Bahá'í Faith was founded by Baha'u'llah, that is a title for him, who was inspired to try to create this sense of unity among all of the religions. So the Bahá'í Faith is known for being very interfaith and inclusive and welcoming, acknowledging, celebrating all of the different forms of prayer and practice and God that are available to us, saying every single one of them is effective and truthful in helping us relate to our own soul and the God presence within us and all around us. So I actually did write this one down because it was too long to memorize. Let's see. Here's the prayer from the Prayers and Meditations of Baha'u'llah. This was founded in Persia. Baha'u'llah lived in Persia in about 1860 is the year if you're a history buff. So here's a piece that feels particularly yummy to me, and maybe it will to you as well. Purge thou mine ear, O my Lord, that I may hearken unto the verses sent down unto thee, and illuminate my heart with the light of thy knowledge, and loose my tongue that it may mention of thee and sing thy praise. All these things that are just like, empty out my ears from whatever has been filling them. Open my heart to receive you, and set my tongue to praising you. Do you love it? You don't have to, but I do. But there's a little more. By thy might, O my God, my soul is wedded to none beside thee, and my heart seeketh none except thine own self. these kinds of instructions and invitations to experience praise and prayer and conversation with the beloved divine happen in so many faith traditions. And I think Unity does a particularly sweet job of inviting this, of helping the God presence feel accessible and versatile. That is, what is the form that is necessary and important for you? That you can not just feel and not just recognize, but be drawn to enjoy that conversation, to enjoy the experience of prayer. And meditation, and tending to, oh, my earring is making the microphone click, that was fun. That is the form of listening for the voice of God. I believe that Mother Teresa had a beautiful way of describing this, that prayer is speaking to God and meditation is listening for God. Was that Mother Teresa? Please correct me if it was someone else. Someone smart said that. Prayer is talking to God. Meditation is listening to God. We have to leave room for both. The period of darkness is the period of listening. In Christianity, there is a form that has been developed that started with Father Thomas Keating and a couple of his compatriots that is called centering prayer. Y'all are probably familiar with centering prayer. At this time of the year, it feels particularly relevant and powerful, juicy. That is the contemplative practice in a Christian context, but it really is accessible for everyone, anywhere, all the time. And the starting point in centering prayer that I use and that I learned from Cynthia Bourgeot, who's brilliant, please look her up if you don't know her, starts with this beautiful prayer of, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. And when we begin there, that's a complete instruction. But when we really get it, we don't need the whole thing, so we can start to simplify it into, be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am. And then, be still and know. Be still and know. Be still. Be still. This is the part that's so hard for us, isn't it? Just be still. Let the body be still. Let the mind be still. Let the pixels go dark. Be still. What happens if we actually do just that part? Be still. And then, be. Be. That be in English is the same as the be in Bismillah in the Arabic, and also in Bereshit in the Hebrew. That is the sound of beginningness. That is the pure simplicity of our existence. It is the starting point that is closed. It's also the b that is in the big bang, for real. That is like everything has to have this this moment where it is closed and it has an opportunity to build up some intention, that is some energy, that then when it opens, it can move with intention, with purpose, with force, with a dynamic energy. Not yet. We're not there yet. That comes after the 21st. That comes with the return of the light. But first, just be. In the stillness, in the quietude. Attentive to what is very beautifully and perfectly called the still, small voice within. The still, small voice. That still, small voice is always singing to us, always singing through us. It is that vibration that created everything in existence, the beginning, that is the word, that continues on through everything. In the Aramaic, in the language of Jesus, most likely, I wasn't there, but I've heard that he spoke Aramaic. It was the Avun. Avun, that is the beginning of the Lord's Prayer, Avun de Bashmaya, our Father who art in heaven. But it isn't gender specific, and it's also not time limited, that we like to think about it as being way back then, but it is way back now. Always right now. The living vibration of God, the voice of guidance, of wisdom, of peace and contentment, the voice of perfection that is present within all of us every single moment if we're willing to be still and listen. I did tell you about the inspiring opportunity that you have through the great blessing of materialism to find a Taylor Swift Advent charm calendar, right? That was the most important thing I needed to tell you today. But there's also one more passage that I have from the book of Romans. Are you ready? I'm sorry, there are two more things, but they're fast. So this is from the King James Version. Do you know there are a lot of different translations of the Bible? Do you know that? There's not just one, and some of them are very different. But this one is from the King James Version, from the book of Romans. Now, in this day, the first of the Advent season, theme of hope, now the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing that ye may abound in hope through the power of the Holy Ghost. Here's that one more time, because it might feel like a necessary encouragement of blessing. Now the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing that ye may abound in hope through the power of the Holy Ghost. And lastly, I would like to invite you into one little piece of a Sufi prayer from Piro Murshid Inayat Khan, who offered that invocation that we started this time with. That comes from a prayer that is about the messenger, the human being who brings the message, the light, the wisdom of God to each of us in this moment. And in one of his prayers he says, a torch in the darkness, a staff during my weakness, a rock in the weariness of life. A torch in the darkness, a staff during my weakness, a rock in the weariness of life. I would like to encourage and invite all of you to take full advantage of the season of darkness. Not to avoid it, You can still go shopping, but you can do it from a dark corner in your house. Yay, Amazon. I'm serious about this, that I have a personal retreat time that I take in the last week of the year. That is just my personal time to do lots of spiritual practice and to close everybody else out and not to be available for anybody else's needs, to make everything very simple and very quiet. And I had a conversation with someone yesterday about the beauty of the Advent calendar. This is my theme for today, the Advent calendar. And the inspiration that showed up was, each of those little doors opens up some exciting possibility. And there's also an exciting possibility about having a reverse Advent calendar where you close the doors and just go, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let go of that. I'm going to let that be quiet. I'm going to let that be dark. I'm going to let that be still. Let that go. Let that go. Let that go. So I can go into my own quietude and be present to the living presence of the divine reality. Be still. I think the last time I was here, I forgot to ring this thing, so I should do it 6 times today, right? Is it against the rules to put it on the ground? In this moment, letting the breath be enough. Feeling the natural miracle of the breath that flows into the body and flows gently back out. The spaciousness, the openness, and the peace that is the natural condition of the heart and the spirit. Feeling the great, beautiful blessing of the breath in this physical body that is resting on this seat, on this holy ground, in this sacred space. Listening to the living atmosphere of your own heart. The voice of the soul, the presence of God. Allowing a natural softening and releasing of the tensions in the body, the constrictions and concerns in the mind. Inviting in the light of healing, of divinity, of peace. Noticing a willingness to be present to what is in a simple, perfect way. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, be still, and know. Be still, be still, and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, be still, and know. Be still, be still, and know. Please sing with me if you like. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, be still, and know. Be still, be still, and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, be still, and know. Be still, be still, and Thank you.
Thank you, Sára, for being here today. I love how you bring the wisdom of other faith traditions to us. I'm Jessica Nguyen. I'm on the council. I'm acting as the treasurer, and I'm here today to do the offering blessing. Also, thank you to all of you who donate in all the different ways you do that. You can donate in the baskets in the back. You can use the envelopes in the seats. You can donate online or set up an automatic donation. And also, if you'd like to donate to the Greater Engagement Fund, we're really close. We're within $1,500 of our $60,000 goal. So to do that, you can choose Greater Engagement Fund online in the drop-down, or you can put it on your check. And that fund is really going to allow us to expand our reach beyond our current community and also provide an even more enriching experience for those who are here now. So let's say this together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. I am thankful.
As a child, we dream of flying. It comes easy, no need for trying. We grow up, our feet get heavy. Dreams of flight are just a memory. We learn to feel when we learn the rules here. What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? Children love with no illusions, dreaming no confusion. Even on the burn of fingers, now the fear of pain still lingers. We go down. We measure what's wrong and what's right. What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? You'd sing a song you'd never sang, go red dancing in the rain, keep a smile on your face. You'd travel outer space, change the world if that's your thing. Buy yourself a diamond ring, weather it flat. You can start your own fad. Leave the trees you're not being told. Only that will make you old. There are no mistakes. There are no mistakes. What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew Go dancing in the mall, stand up proud and tall while you say what you think. You can paint your house pink. What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? As a child, we dream of flying. It comes easy.